Hello everyone, welcome to the TriStar Gym channel. Today's episode is a very special episode on how to fight a taller opponent. And I say it's a special episode because from all the questions you guys ask me about fighting, and you guys send me hundreds of questions every week, how to fight a taller opponent I think is number one. I get that question from you guys all the time, so it makes me really happy to give you guys an episode that you guys have been looking forward to. Now with that said, I really believe that when you fight a taller opponent, you shouldn't change your game too much. You should just rely on different tactics. You should know what weaknesses and what strengths a taller man has and learn to exploit their weaknesses and avoid their strengths. Now, this is what this video is about. It's not about how to fight, how to put your hands up, how to kick and punch. It's really a video on tactics. So I'm going to be sparring a couple tall dudes in this video, and I'm going to be explaining you guys the tactics I'm using. I'm going to need plenty of these videos because there are plenty of these tactics to use against a taller man. So in this video, I'm just going to show you guys a few key pointers. Of course, I can make this video hours and hours long. I won't do that. I will remain with the 3 or 4 keys for you guys to use and implement in your sparring. And as this show progresses, I will make more tall man videos, and we will look at different techniques and tactics on how to fight a taller guy. So let's get started. A quick background on my partner here. He is a very experienced opponent. He has about 30 MMA fights, 1 pro fight. He just turned pro, knocked the guy out in just a few seconds. Big, powerful puncher, a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, a black belt in judo, and lots of fights. Just a ton of fights. And of course, he's an excellent wrestler. So he weighs about 200 plus pounds. He's 6 feet tall, maybe a little taller than 6 foot. I'm 5'9", 165 pounds. So I'll let you guys guess how tall he is. And I'm guessing he's 6 feet roughly. And he's a very powerful dude. So I'm going to be here showing you guys a few pointers of what to do when you fight a taller guy. And the number one thing I want you guys to remember is when you fight a taller guy is a bigger, stronger guy, I should say, not just a taller guy, but try not to clinch. A bigger, stronger opponent, somebody outweighing you by 20, 30 pounds, you don't want to be clinching with them too much, in my opinion, because you will fatigue first. They're stronger than you, they'll put the squeeze on you, and their squeeze will be stronger than yours, and they have more chances to throw you or pull your head down and knee you in the face, etc. So I like to avoid the clinch at all costs. I like to do the opposite. I like to make them chase me around. Now, the more I make them chase me around, the more confident I get, the more I feel I can trap them. So you see me there running into my opponent. I did a right hand, left uppercut, and then a right hand over the top. I'll show you guys that again. And then I get out of there. I step out to the right, and I circle. I will not stay in the pocket. A lot of people tell me when you fight a taller guy, stay in the pocket and hit the body. I disagree. I think this makes sense when you're fighting Muay Thai. Excuse me. I think this makes sense when you're fighting boxing. Excuse me. But when you're doing MMA and Muay Thai and clinching is allowed, and here clinching is allowed, if I go in there and start hammering the body, he will grab my neck and he'll start kneeing away. He'll start clinching me. He'll start tying me up. He'll start wrestling me. So watch what I like to do here. Watch. I'm going to throw my right hand and I'm going to circle out, throw a 3-punch combo and just get out of there and have that bigger, taller guy chase you. So the number one concept is don't clinch up with a bigger, strong guy. Don't tie up with him. Use lots of movements, in, out, step around. Avoid tying up at all costs, and have the bigger man chase you. See here, when he comes forward, I'm zigzagging. I'm off the mat. I'm moving around. I don't want to stand in front of him. Now, why do I like to move around so much when I'm fighting a bigger, taller guy, a heavier guy? Is because the bigger, heavier guy will always, he'll always have more inertia to overcome. Every time he moves, every time you make him reset, he spends a lot more energy chasing you around than you do moving around. Okay, so here's another great example here. Let me just show you guys right here again. I'm about to throw a right hand, and instead of tying up with him, instead of throwing body shots or whatever, I'm just going to disappear. So here comes a right hand, hits him right on the chin, and look, I'm gone. I'm making him chase me. You got to come find me. You got to come catch up to me. He has a longer reach, but he has a slower ability. He has a weaker ability to move around. Now, the more massive you are, the bigger you are, the more inertia you carry, the slower you're going to be zigzagging. Now, in this video, now you see me, I have the center of the ring here, so to speak, and I'm putting the jab on him and I'm moving, but I'm hoping he comes forward. You see, as soon as he came forward, I disappeared. I will not be in that same spot. I'm just hoping he moves forward. When he moves forward, I will circle around him. I will find an angle and I will attack him. I'm just hoping he comes charging forward. See that? I just keep throwing right hands, tempting him, challenging his jab. When I was sparring, I was thinking he wants to jab me because he's got the longer jab, but I was waiting for it. As soon as he jabs me, I'm gonna throw my counters, and I'm gonna light him up. Now, here's my first double leg attempt, and let me just wind that real quick here. And you see I get deep on the legs here, and he's a big dude. Now, normally you should score this double leg. If you get this deep on a guy, I mean, I should have finished this, and I don't. But I was also wearing the gloves. But the other reason is he is a superb wrestler, and he is extremely strong. So look at this. He's able to power out here, pull his leg out from underneath him. He's also a judo black belt, so I won't clinch with him too long. You know, I want to let him go from the clinch. Like I told you guys, I don't like to clinch with bigger guys, especially when they're black belts in judo. I won't be clinching with them. That takedown, I didn't get in as deep, but I've got him guessing. I've got him moving. I've got him moving front. I've got him moving back. I've got him avoiding my takedowns. Now watch this. Look at that. I just got him moving again. Did you guys see that? I faked a takedown, and I got him reacting. Now watch this. I fake a takedown. See that reaction I got from him? That's exactly what I want. I jabbed him immediately right after, and now I got him moving. I got him worried about the takedowns. There's another takedown fake. Those are two takedown fakes. Okay, so I'm going to play them both, and you guys can take a look here. There's one. Here comes another takedown. I'm getting this guy moving. The more I get him moving, the more tired he's going to get. And there's a spinning hook kick. And you see that? At TriStar Gym, when we throw kicks, we're not allowed to throw to the head. We're not allowed to throw full power because it's so dangerous. A lot of guys get concussed like that. So, of course, I take the steam off completely at the end and just give him a little touch, you know. But when you do that, when you throw double legs, jabs, you're moving around, you're tempting the guy to go forward, you're throwing spinning hook kicks, you're getting the big man to fight at a heavy pace, and they don't like that. Big man wants you to stand still. The big man wants you to stand still, and he wants to hit you real hard. But I'm going to do the complete opposite. I'm going to keep zigzagging him, giving him different looks, and just tag him, pepper him from all sorts. Keep him moving, get creative. Don't clinch on the outside. And that's the end of the round with the Yuki. Now, the next opponent, next partner I'm sparring with is even taller. I think he's 6'3". I'll let you guys guess how tall he is. I'm 5'9", so I'm guessing he's 6'3". And he's a southpaw as well, and he's bigger. He's 200 plus for sure. And what am I going to do? I'm going to get him moving. Watch here. I'm getting him moving. I'm going to be zigzagging. I want him to charge me. I want to circle around him. I want to tag him. I'm putting the jab on him, trying to tempt him to come forward. I want to go in and out like we were talking about. I'm not going to clinch with him. He's a much taller guy. I will not clinch with him, not even once. And there's another technique I like to use against a taller fighter. I like to kick to the head. Now, I don't remember exactly how many times I kicked to the head in this video, but in this round, but it will be at least 2-3 times if I remember correctly. And I like to do that against a taller opponent because you see how he's sticking his right arm out? I need him to retract that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to hammer him with a kick. You just saw me do it there. Of course, the taller man's got the better jab, or I shouldn't say the better jab, the longer jab, right? So when he starts sticking that arm out, I got to give him a reason. I got to give him a reason to tuck that arm away. So what am I going to do? I'm going to use, instead of using my jab, my leg. My leg is longer than his jab. So if he wants to get into jab mode, I'm going to go to head kick mode, and that should, that should take away his ability to jab. If he tries to jab me while I'm head kicking, the odds of me scoring are much higher. Now, here's another very important point. He's kicking me here, but one important key when you guys are sparring with taller opponents, never duck your head down. Like a lot of you guys I see, I'm going to slip his punches, I'm going to get in the pocket, I'm going to hammer away. Good for boxing, really bad for Muay Thai. Okay, so really make sure never put your head down. Here's me squatting, getting a little bit low, but notice how I don't duck too low. You see that? I won't go any lower than this. If I do go any lower than this, he's going to grab my head and he's going to be able to knee me over and over again. Okay? Never put your head down. Avoid the clinch at all costs when you're fighting a taller opponent. Now, I shouldn't say when you're fighting a taller opponent, when you're fighting a stronger, bigger guy, somebody who outweighs you by a good amount. Now, this opponent here does definitely outweigh me, so I won't be tying up with him. But what I do like to do is I like to shoot. Now, here's me shooting here. I get inside on the legs. Why do I like to shoot against taller opponents? Because their legs are higher up off the ground. Their hips are higher up off the ground. They're easy to get under. Now, if I didn't score this takedown, I would have got him moving. Like we said, the number one thing you do when you're fighting a heavier guy is get him moving. Now, I'm going to start lifting this double leg. And I don't know if you guys noticed this right here. I'm going to finish this double leg, bring him down to the mat. But watch one little detail I like to use when I fight a taller guy. Watch here. As I start to lift, when you lift a taller guy, sometimes you lift them to a full maximum here, and their foot is still touching the ground. You see his right foot? It's still touching the ground. Watch what I'm going to do with my foot here. See my foot here? His foot is still touching the ground. I'm going to use my foot here to just sweep his foot underneath him. Now, of course, his foot is going to be really light because I'm sweeping towards the toes. So if this works, this will mean that his foot is really light. And here I go. I try to pull his foot right from underneath him, and now he'll start to fall. and take the big man down. So I like to shoot on bigger opponents. Of course, if you shoot on bigger opponents, you better know your wrestling. If you don't know the basics of wrestling, don't put your head in there. Don't shoot. Learn how to wrestle properly, of course. Good wrestling, good fundamental wrestling. Keep your back straight. Know how to avoid the guillotines. All those things we'll be looking at in future episodes. And keep that big heavy guy moving. Jab him, circle, head kick, spinning kicks. I didn't do any spinning kicks in this round, but normally I'll do lots of spinning kicks, faking takedowns, getting this guy moving. The more you get him moving, the more difficult it is for them to line you up with a shot. And of course, really importantly, I can't emphasize this enough. If the guy you're fighting is bigger and stronger than you, avoid the clinch at all costs. Now here you see he's going to try to clinch me. I'm going to get to my double underhooks. I believe I love double underhooks, and I'm going to avoid this clinch. Now this guy's a big dude. If he starts tying me up, I can get tired. Having his weight on me, his superior strength on me could fatigue me. Now here's another little important nugget here. When you're fighting a taller opponent, okay, try to avoid looking up. Like you see here, I'm roughly looking. I'm going to try to keep this line as straight as possible here. It's not easy. I'm freestyling. But I keep my eyesight around his sternum. Now, a lot of people, when they're fighting taller guys, and he's crouched here, but typically if he was standing up tall, his head would be up here. Typically, people look up. When you look up, sorry, the lines aren't too straight. When you look up, your chin comes up. I don't like to bring my chin up, obviously, ever. But when you fight a taller opponent, you have more chances of having your chin up because it's so instinctual for us to look at our target. Keep your eyes on the sternum, and that will keep your chin down. Now watch here. We're about to kind of get in on the inside. People tell me, get in on the inside and work the body. But I want to make sure this guy does not grab me. Look how well tucked in my chin is. This should be a reflex, of course. And I'm not going to let this guy tie me up. Now, I'm not sure if he tries to tie me up. Yeah, he does. See what I did there? I just pushed him away. I will not allow this guy to tie me up. Now, this is what we call the frame. I did a video on the frame. If you guys don't recall, I did a video on the frame. This is huge, If you guys don't know how to frame, look in my videos and find the frame video. I did a frame video here. Here's me framing. I do it all the time. It's a very clear video. Check it out. Make sure you add framing into your game. It's a very important defensive concept. I don't want this taller guy locking me up, grabbing me, and that's what he's trying to do right here. And that's the end of the round. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope those pointers were interesting to you. Please make sure to like, share, and comment. And if you like this type of video, please make sure to let me know because I will make more if this is the kind of stuff you guys like. Thank you so much for all the support, and I'll see you in the next episode.